Good morning and welcome to my 100-pound weight loss journey. And good morning, this is Ralph from my 100-pound weight loss journey. And today I'm just going to be talking about some general stuff. Over the weekend I decided to get into a weight loss, I'm already in the weight loss program. I decided to get into an exercise regimen. And we live out in the country, so I don't have the privilege of being able to just hop in the car and go down to the local gym. But what I do have here is, I've still got about 3 tons of gravel in the front yard that needs to be spread, and that's happening on a daily basis. But what I also thought I needed to do, in order to give myself more of a full body workout, is to get into more of a what would you call it? More of a traditional type of bodybuilding type workout program. And so what I've done is some of the exercise equipment that I bought years ago and never used, I've cleaned up. I've got out now outside in a workout area that I'm building, and watching some YouTube videos and figuring out how to use them. And it's really neat seeing the changes, the lifestyle changes that we're going through here, and the mindset changes that we're going through here. My wife and I both. It's like, where do I even begin? It's like 2 years ago, we used to think, okay, this was a way to live. Just eat all the carbohydrates you want. And if you get feeling ill, just take medicine, just take herbal medicine or natural medicine or, whatever. But, whatever you do, don't mess with the carbs. Just leave the carbs alone. And my wife and I, we were both addicted to carbohydrates. With me, it was sugar in my coffee, candy. I love chocolate. My wife was more of a naturalist, so with her it was, the fruit, the high fructose fruit, bananas, watermelon, which we still love, and we're going to have one of those this season as a special treat. But what we used to do, we used to eat that stuff all the time, thinking that it was healthy for us. And we began to just get into a situation where we were getting sicker and sicker and feeling worse and just slowing down. And rather than just accept it as a normal part of aging, I began to do some research on the internet. And this year, we are not in a position now where we're just going on a temporary diet to lose weight and feel a little bit better. What we have really done is we've developed the mindset where we see this now as permanent lifestyle changes. And so, the low-carb diet that we're on, we will be keeping that up for the rest of our lives. Perhaps not as restrictive as it is now, because right now I'm still wanting to lose another 80 pounds of body weight. I think I still got about another 84 pounds left to go on my 100-pound weight loss journey. But as we get closer to our target weights, and as we get closer to where we want to be health-wise, we will start adding back a few healthy fruits and vegetables, but we won't be overdoing it. And what I've noticed really with just the exercise program that I started just over the weekend, that's helping me feel a whole lot better. I feel energized afterwards. I feel motivated afterwards. And, it's just a really neat lifestyle change, because Traditionally, speaking from my experience here, I have never been one for working out on a regular basis. I would sit around the house, do computer work, watch TV, watch the internet, and do more computer work, and just sit around like a regular couch potato. And then when the feeling struck me, maybe once or twice a year, go out and try to do a 5-mile walk. And of course, that would do more harm than good. But now what I'm learning is to do a little bit of physical exercise every day, and to try to structure it now into more of a regular workout routine. And towards that end, what I've done is that in the past I have invested in some dumbbells rather. And dumbbells are neat, they're small, they're compact. And what I'm finding out from just practicing with them and watching some instructional videos on the internet is that they are very versatile. With a couple of dumbbells, you can really give yourself a full body workout. And I didn't realize that at first when I first bought the dumbbells. And man, that was like back in the early days, let's see, probably about 15 years ago, I bought these dumbbells, and it was one of those things where it was a New Year's resolution. At that time, I think I was about 300 pounds, and I thought I need to do some exercise, I need to do some weight, I need to lose some weight. And so, I bought 2 sets of dumbbells, one 5-pound, one 10-pound. And I used them for a little while, but then, my diet, I was doing everything wrong. I was still eating the carbohydrates. We were still using the seed oil, the vegetable oil, and thinking we were doing something great for our bodies. So I really didn't notice any weight loss. So I got discouraged, and the dumbbells that I bought 15 years ago, for the last few years now, they've been sitting out in the garden, holding back soil. And so what I did yesterday is I picked these things out, washed them off, and thought, okay, now that I'm seeing a physical transformation taking place, every week in the mirror now I'm seeing some positive change, it's about time that I actually clean these dumbbells up and learned how to use them. And I'll be talking a little bit more on that after I get a little bit more experience in using the dumbbells. But I am really amazed at how much of a difference just a 10 or 15 minute workout regimen can have on my attitude and how well I feel. So, I think I'm going to do a little bit of this every day. The people I'm watching, they say that they recommend doing it 3 times a week, which is probably a good pattern to fall into. With me, I'm just getting started, so in the beginning now, I'm focusing on stretching, focusing on limbering up, warming up, and starting off with a lighter weight, not really going to, the full 10 pounds yet, just starting with what's easy for me, and that's the 5 pounds. For me, lifting a 5-pound dumbbell is like nothing. But I am going to start to kind of work my way up, get a 15-pound set and a 20-pound set, and just keep progressing. And my thinking on this is that I've definitely got the body mass to start sculpting my physical appearance and start bulking up, start trading off a lot of this fat for muscle. And that's what I would like to do, because one of my concerns with weight loss is, of course, to get myself back into a great state of health. I mean, my goal is to really, at the age of 60, 61, to get myself into the best shape of my life. Because the last 40 years of my life, I just let myself go to hell. And I say that with no great pride, but what I want to do now, the last half of my life here, last part of my life, is to really get myself into the best shape of my life and to keep my health, keep my shape going. Another concern I'm having with weight loss is that, having been up to 300 pounds at one point in time and trying to drop back down to about 175, I am concerned about flabby skin. So what I've learned from other people is that if you get yourself into a regular workout routine and start toning, firming, and eating the right food, of course, keeping your skin flexible, and if you lose the weight gradually enough, you may not have to worry too much about that loose skin. So that's part of my goal right there, is to get myself into better health and also develop a better physical appearance. And so that's what we've been up to. And I realize this isn't exactly time for Results Wednesday, but I do want to talk a little bit about the results that my wife and I have seen thus far, just from going on a very low-carb diet and taking ourselves off of the high oxalate vegetables that we used to eat. We used to eat happily thinking they were healthy for us, and the high fructose fruits and sugary fruits that we used to love. We used to eat that stuff every single day, every single meal. And we were wondering, okay, why are we gaining weight? Why are we feeling worse and worse? And my wife has always had, we both have had problems with our back. And my wife lately, her back problem has been probably worse than mine. Mine kind of comes and goes. It hits really bad at certain points of the year and then just goes away. But with my wife, it's been a constant struggle. And in the past, of course, we treated the backache just with pills, anti-inflammatory herbs and ibuprofen, acetaminophen, stuff like that. And every day I'd ask my wife, hey, how's your back doing? Is it any better? And she'd respond, well, it's there. No improvement. It's there. And the other day, I noticed she's starting to firm up. She's starting to trim down a little bit more. And so I asked her, hey, how's your back doing? And she looked at me and said, it's better. And that's the first time I really heard that in many, many months. So, that tells me that we're on the right track. Not just that we're losing weight. Not just that we're beginning to look better and feel better, but that a lot of our aches and pains and other health problems are beginning to disappear. So, we're definitely in this for the long haul. And what I want to do is to gradually incorporate more positive changes into my life, because as far as being on a low-carb diet, I no longer really see this as being a diet. See, a diet is something that usually people think that they're going to go on a diet to lose weight, and then after the weight is off, they go right back to their old eating habits, and then, of course, they gain it all back. That's been my experience anyway. And for me now, this is no longer a diet. This is a lifestyle change. We have made changes in our daily diet, and these are going to be more or less permanent ones. Right now we've radically dialed back the amount of carbohydrates that we allow in our diet, and we've radically dialed back on the number of oxalates that we allow, via vegetables, into our diet. We've cut out the processed food. That's going to be a permanent change. Cut out the processed sugar. Again, that's going to be a permanent change. I think we will eventually start to bring back some of the fruit and vegetable back into our diet once we reach our target weight. But we're never going to go back to the standard American diet. Never again. And we're just going to focus on eating healthy. Eating real whole foods, not processed foods. And not chemical laden food like substances like we used to. Stuff wrapped in plastic that contains a little bit of food product and then a whole lot of chemicals and artificial colors and artificial ingredients and stuff like that. So no, that stuff is gone forever. And we're both committed to staying on this new way of life for the rest of our lives. So got a new exercise program in the works, and we are beginning to see some positive results. I mean, very positive results. I stepped on the scale today, and I was surprised to see that my weight has dropped down another pound. My belly size is about half an inch smaller now than what it was the previous week, and so just want to keep this up, keep it going, and kind of focus now in body sculpting and keeping this weight loss on the right track. So that's really about all for now. If you have any questions, you can contact me. The contact email address should be where you're seeing this podcast. And let me know any questions you might have. I'm more than willing to share what we've really discovered on the first 3 months of our weight loss journey together. My wife and I have both been on this thing. She really shocked me because I decided to go on a very low-carb diet back in January, and she shocked me by saying, okay, I'm going to do this too. And we've both been sticking to it, and so far it's been a great journey. We got a much longer way to go, but we are getting there. So that is all for now. Thank you for dropping by. This is Ralph signing out. Before I go, though, we are going to start getting into a different podcasting schedule. I've got a few other podcasts that I'm doing, and I'm wanting to get these podcasts scheduled to where I'm doing a certain podcast on a certain day of the week. So right now the running schedule is that we'll be doing the weight loss program on Monday, on Wednesday, and on Friday. And then I've got a home-based business program that I do too, a home-based business success podcast. That will be on Tuesday and Thursday. And then I've got a spiritual program called Temple of the Infinite, and that we're going to be running on Sunday and on Wednesday. And then I've got another interest that I am developing, a show that we're going to be doing on Saturday, a show called UFOs and Exotheology, kind of taking a look at the UFO phenomenon and the impact, the possible impact that extraterrestrial life might be having on our world religions, both in the future and in the present, really right now. There are a lot of churches that are already being affected by the UFO phenomenon in one way or another. So, I mean, this is a real deal that we'll have to start taking very seriously. If not now, then in the very near future. But that'll be on Sunday. On Saturday. UFOs and Exotheology. So, on the podcast here for the weight loss program, we'll be seeing you again on Wednesday. And until then, take care. Thank you for dropping by. And this is Ralph signing out. Best of luck in whatever you're doing, and take care while you're doing it.